NFL fans, welcome back to the J All Day NFL show. Training camp is finally here. I am very excited for this 2025 season. In today's video, I'm going to give you predictions for all of the Week 1 NFL games, my training camp version of this. Before training camp starts and the injuries start happening, we'll have to go with the flow and make new prediction videos as we get closer and closer to the season. Only 44 days away until the Eagles kick off in Philadelphia versus the Dallas Cowboys on Thursday night. I'm very excited. September 4th, we're kicking off the NFL season. Let's get into Week 1 picks. Here we go. Guys and gals, if you want the very best picks on YouTube for the NFL, you got to subscribe to the channel, guys. We went 110-39 the last 9 weeks of the year last year. We went on an absolute heater. Overall for the season, 185 wins, only 87 losses. It doesn't get any better than that. And if you're interested in survivor pools, I just got sponsored by Splash Sports. I'm going to bring that to you in the coming weeks. We're doing a J All Day NFL show sponsored survivor pool for everyone out there, and pretty much every state is available to do it. Just another reason to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. All right, guys. Week 1, we're kicking things off. Philadelphia Eagles, Dallas Cowboys. We got a healthy Dak Prescott. The Eagles returning Super Bowl champions. A lot of changes on defense for the Philadelphia Eagles. No Josh Sweat, no Milton Williams, no C.J. Gardner-Johnson, no Darius Slay. It looks like Nakobe Dean's probably going to start the season on IR. We'll have to see how that plays out, but they had a great draft. Jahad Campbell, Andrew Makuba. On the flip side, the Dallas Cowboys draft was okay. I think they missed in round 1, but in the later rounds, they really turned it around. Tyler Booker in round 1. I think they could have got a similar player later than where they drafted him at. But I love the Donovan Ezerako and Savon Revel picks, the cornerback. Jaden Blue, another really good pick. I'm excited. They also brought in George Pickens from the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's going to be a very interesting matchup when you have CeeDee Lamb and Pickens on the outside. That's definitely going to open up the running game, open up some things in the middle of the field. I like that move by the Dallas Cowboys. But I'm going with the Philadelphia Eagles here at home. They're just a better football team. I think the young Cowboys offensive line is going to struggle versus this Philadelphia Eagles front seven led by Jalen Carter. I'm going with the Philadelphia Eagles to get a big W. Next up, Chiefs and Chargers. Another really interesting game, right? The Chiefs didn't really get much better, in my opinion. They did bring in Josh Simmons, the offensive lineman from Ohio State, coming off that patella injury. He was my favorite offensive lineman in this draft class. He only played in 5 games, and Ohio State's schedule, the first 5 games, pretty bush. So we'll have to see how he looks in training camp if he can win that spot. I'm very excited for this game. The Chargers, what a draft. Oh boy. Jim Harbaugh. Woo, baby. Omarion Hampton, Trey Harris, Jamari Caldwell, Kyle Kennard with the first 4 picks. Really good draft, man. This offense, led by Justin Herbert and Ladd McConkey, adding those 2 weapons in Trey Harris and Omarion Hampton, going to do big things. On the flip side, the Chiefs lose some guys, man. Joe Thuney is gone to the Bears. Uche, the linebacker, he's gone as well. I don't love that. They brought in Omar Norman Lott. I do like that. Ashton Gelate, or however you say his name, pretty good edge defender. And I like Noah Williams, big, tall, rangy cornerback from Cal. I really liked his tape in the draft process. I'm going with the upset here, guys. I'm taking the Chargers to win this game. The Chiefs' defense is still pretty good, but that offensive line scares me for the Chiefs, right? So, and you got to remember, Rashee Rice, what's going on? He's got some legal issues. He might be suspended the first 4 games of the year, so we'll have to keep our eye on that as the offseason progresses towards kickoff. Okay, go with the Chargers there. We're moving on to the Raiders and the New England Patriots, guys. I'm going with the Raiders in this spot. I like what they're doing. 2 new head coaches for both these teams. Pete Carroll's coming in for the Raiders. He's having Chip Kelly, call the plays there. Really interesting. And then Mike Vrabel coming back to New England to be the head coach there. I love that move by the Patriots. Patriots went Will Campbell in round 1. We'll have to see how he looks at left tackle. It looks like they're going to play him there. Shorter armed guy. And he got bullied a little bit by big, powerful edge rushers, the lengthy ones. So we'll have to see how he looks. His future might be inside as this team kind of progresses over, the course of Drake May's career. Trevion Henderson, I love that pick. Kyle Williams, I love that pick. But they did bring in Diggs in the offseason, but this is still one of the most mediocre wide receiver rooms in the NFL. But the Patriots defense is exceptional. They're going to be a top 10 unit, in my opinion, this year, especially with Vrabel there. But, man, the Raiders bringing in Ashton Genty, Jack Betch. Brock Bowers is an absolute freaking monster, dude. I think the Raiders are a better overall team right now than the Patriots. Patriots got a good defense. I think that offense is going to be a slow kind of first 5 weeks, but the Patriots have a really easy schedule. They're going to be just fine, but I'm going with the Raiders here in this spot. Next up, Pittsburgh Steelers and Aaron Rodgers taking on the Jets. The Steelers and Jets flip quarterbacks. Justin Fields now with the Jets. Aaron Rodgers now with the Steelers. TJ Watt got his money. They also drafted Derek Harmon and Caleb Johnson. I really like those picks. And then the Jets, really good draft, bringing in Mason Taylor and Armand Membu to pair with Olu Fashanu. 2 bookend tackles for the next decade for the Jets. I just think Mike Tomlin is a very, very good coach. Aaron Glenn is a new coach there. And Aaron Rodgers has got the experience. Mike Tomlin has the book on Justin Fields. The Steelers still have a really, really good defense, bringing in Darius Slay as well. DK Metcalf. I'm going with the Steelers to get a big W here in week 1. Next up, Miami Dolphins and the Colts, guys. Tyler Warren, great pick by the Colts. But the Colts, do they have a quarterback? Anthony Richardson has been awful. Let's just call a spade, right, guys? I like Shane Steichen. I like some of the players they have there. But I'm going to go with the Miami Dolphins in week 1. They drafted Kenneth Grant in the first round. I like that pick. And the offense, Tua with Tyreek Hill and Waddle. I just trust that offense early a little more than I trust the Colts. That's why I'm going with the Miami Dolphins to get a big W here in week 1. Cardinals at the Saints. We had a huge retirement. Derek Carr is gone. Gone. Is it going to be Tyler Shook? Is it going to be Spencer Rattler? I don't think it's great either way. And the Arizona Cardinals are a team on the up and up, in my opinion. They brought in Josh Sweat in free agency. Great draft. Walter Nolan, Will Johnson, Marvin Harrison Jr. in year 2. I absolutely love that, guys. And they got Trey McBride, Kyler Murray. I mean, come on. If this Arizona Cardinals defense can take a leap forward this year, they're going to compete for that NFC West crown with the Rams, in my opinion. I like this roster. I'm going with Arizona to get a big W here. Next up, we got a division matchup, Giants at Washington. This is going to be a really freaking good game. The Giants crushed the draft, man. Abdul Carter, Jackson Dart, Darius Alexander going under the radar, but that dude's a freaking monster. And Cam Scatterbill, I like that. Washington brought in Josh Connolly Jr., Trey Amos, Jalen Lane. They also brought in the offseason, traded for Deebo Samuel and Laramie Tunsil, guys. This is going to be a really good game. Both games were decided by, less than 5 points, 21-18 and 27-22 last year. So I like the Giants and the 7 points if you're a spread better. But I think the Commanders ultimately win because the secondary is not great for the New York Giants, right? But either is the Commanders. If the Giants stole this game, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm going with Washington as of right now, but as we get closer to kickoff, I might flip to the Giants, guys. The Washington Commanders just have a better overall roster, but with Russell Wilson coming in for the Giants, it's going to stabilize that quarterback position. I think him, Slayton, and Neighbors are going to be very, very successful. I like what they're doing, and I love Cam Scatterbill. Cam, you're the man. I love Cam Scatterbill. Panthers at the Jaguars, guys. The Jaguars shocked everyone by trading up to getting Travis Hunter, man. Great wide receiver from Colorado. Brian Thomas Jr., Travis Hunter, Trevor Lawrence. If they can't be successful with those 3 guys, they got to think about moving on from Trevor Lawrence. So it's a shit or get off the pot season for Trevor Lawrence, in my opinion. Ted McMillan goes in the first round to Carolina. That wide receiver room with Adam Thielen, Xavier Legette, and Ted McMillan's looking pretty nasty. Offensive line's pretty good there in Carolina, but the defense is still really bad. That's why I'm going to go with Jacksonville to win a very, very close game. Next up, we got the Bengals and the Browns. The Bengals defense is still complete trash. The Shamar Stewart situation is a complete disaster. Trey Hendrickson situation, complete disaster. This is going to be a Bengals team that's going to average 35 plus points per game and still probably be around a 500 football team. 1 or 2 games away from making the playoffs, right? Luckily for them, the Browns have four quarterbacks. That means they have no quarterbacks, right? Probably going to be Joe Flacco day one, but I think Shedeur Sanders is probably the best quarterback in that room. We'll see how all those 4 quarterbacks look in camp. But I'm going with the Bengals to win this game. They just match up well with the Browns because the Bengals are going to score points and the Browns are just not going to. Then we got the Buccaneers, Atlanta Falcons, guys. Tristan Wirfs, their star tackle, is going to miss the beginning of the year. That's a huge deal, right? Tampa Bay really tried to address the secondary and the linebacker spots in the draft. The Falcons did the same, guys. They really, really went crazy in this draft, trying to bring in pass rushers with James Pierce Jr. and Jalen Walker, right? And then the Buccaneers bring in Emeka Egbuka, Ben Morrison. I absolutely love Jacob Parrish, another guy I really like, 2 cornerbacks. I like what they're doing there. Man, Michael Penix Jr. gets his first opening day start for the Falcons in Atlanta. I'm going to go with the Falcons here, guys. Tristan Wirfs not being there is a huge deal. He is one of the better offensive linemen in the entire game, and this Buccaneers team is not really deep at the offensive line position, so they got to come out of camp completely healthy to even be a mediocre offensive line. I'm taking Michael Penix Jr. and all those weapons. Bijan Robinson, along with Drake London. I like what's going on in Atlanta. I think Michael Penix Jr. balls out against a pretty mid secondary. Falcons get the W. Broncos, Titans. I'm taking the Broncos. They got a top 5 defense. They're going to be a top 10 offense this year. The Titans, the NFL did them no favors. Hey, Titans, you're going to be the worst team in the NFL. You're going to get the number 1 pick. That means you don't have a quarterback, right? You're taking a quarterback. Now we're going to send you on the road to play a top 3 defense. They didn't do them any favors. Broncos win by blowout. 49ers taking on the Seahawks. The injury bug's already coming out for San Francisco again. Brandon Ayuk and Ricky Pearsall both on the PUP list. I don't know if they're going to get activated before the regular season starts. Jawan Jennings is unhappy with his contract. It's a shit show there in San Francisco. But Seattle, that offensive line concerns me, even though they drafted Gray Zabel and Nick Emanwari. I do like, and Elijah Arroyo's supposedly had an incredible mini camp, so I do like that for Sam Darnold there. This offensive line has to protect Sam Darnold if they want to go on a run this year. If they don't protect Sam Darnold, it's going to be an absolute shit show. Man, I've been going back and forth on this game, but no Brandon Ayuk, no Ricky Pearsall. If they don't suit up, I'm going with the Seattle Seahawks. So as of right now, I'm taking Seattle. Lions at the Packers, new offensive coordinator for the Lions, bringing in John Morton, and then defensive coordinator Kelvin Shepard. Aaron Glenn goes to the Jets. Ben Johnson goes to the Chicago Bears. I think there's going to be a little bit of growing pains for this Lions football team, especially in the interior part with running the ball, right? Frank Ragnow retired. Kevin Zeitler is gone, right? So I think this offense is going to be a little bit slow to get the ball rolling this year, right? But I love Dan Campbell. Their roster is still one of the better rosters in the NFL. But I'm going with the Packers in week 1 to get a win. Houston Texans, LA Rams. The Texans' offensive line is a complete and utter dumpster fire. They're trash. Absolute trash. I love what they did in the draft, though. Jalen Noel, Jaden Higgins, Ursary on the offensive line. It's not good enough. Every position on this offensive line is up for grabs this year, and that is never a good thing, especially because I love C.J. Stroud so much. Nick Chubb, Joe Mixon, Nico Collins. I love their skilled position players on offense, but man, oh man, this offensive line against the Rams front 7, and you got to remember, the Rams brought in Devontae Adams to be paired with Puka Nacua. Cooper Kupp is gone. I think he's with Seattle, right? I'm going with the Rams all day. Buffalo Bills taking on the Ravens. The Ravens fleeced the NFL again. Malachi Starks and Mike Green. And they got Teddy Buchanan from Cal. I like that pick as well. The Bills and the Ravens both went super heavy on defense. The Bills, look, Maxwell Harrison in round 1, TJ Sanders round 2, Landon Jackson, Deion Walker, Jordan Hancock, Dorian Strong, out of all one offensive player. And they drafted a tight end. I never understood that pick in the 5th round. I don't get that. They already have 2 tight ends. Very strange pick. No Mac Hollins, no Rasul Douglas, no Amari Cooper. They did bring in Josh Palmer. This Baltimore I'm picking the Baltimore Ravens to win the AFC this year. I like the Ravens. I'm going to stick with that. I'm going with the Ravens to get a W here on the road. It's going to be a close game. Anytime these guys play, it's fireworks. I can't wait. Minnesota Vikings, Chicago Bears. Until Caleb Williams proves he can win consistently, play consistently. Remember, the Vikings won 14 games last year, and they're bringing back the majority of this roster. I expect them to run the ball, use play action a lot in the first week with J.J. McCarthy now at the helm. But remember, he's got Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison. We'll have to see. I know Jordan Addison has had some legal issues too. Is he going to get suspended? We'll have to see what's going on with that. I'm taking the Vikings on the road to beat the Bears. The Bears had an incredible draft. Colston Loveland, Luther Burden to pair with DJ Moore and Rome Odunze. They revamped the offensive line, Joe Thuney, Jonah Jackson. They got pretty good tackles as well. On paper, the Bears look good. But on paper, you don't win football games. That's why I'm taking the Minnesota Vikings, who have proven to be a winning franchise over the last couple of years. All right, guys, there it is. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace!